Hi, in this video, we are going to introduce the new logic we call the story list. The story list is kind of a group of the actions you can play back like a rehearsal. And also, we can use the story list to randomize the action in the simple transition type. So let's get started and show you some examples. So first of all, let's open our scenes, a sample scene, and 002, simplified the stadium. And here, let's place our agents and play back our animation. You can see that our animation will start from any one of the three actions, and the playback the action group with some of the noise that enabled it. And also, if there's agents inside of the bound, the agent will play back the wave just to simulate the wave into the stadium. Let's play back the simulation. You can see what will happen. You can see that everyone is cheer, and if the agent is inside of the bound, it will start wave just like this, and the simulation wave. And if they outside of the bound, it will transition back to the action group. The playback any one of the action into the action group cheer. So this is the basically we previously created in the last video. So here we are going to introduce the story list. And the story list has two main features. The first one is the rehearsal, and the second one is the randomize, and randomize the actions for the simple transition. Let's do that. Here, the first one, we are going to introduce the rehearsal, the actions here, and create a story list. St story 1 create, and let's open the story list editor, and you can see that here's the story main, and you can add a list of actions into this list, and we can play back inside of this group to one by one. For example, let's first add this seat chair 1 and seat and stand and wave. Okay, and this is the content of the story list 1. So our agents, all of the agents, if enable this story list, it will play back, all of the agent will play back the seat chair 1, seat, stand and wave by this order, and then rerun to the 0, the 1, 2, 3, and as a loop. Let's play back our simulation. Let's first create a top priority logic here, the story. Okay. Let's move downward, and action story, rehearsal action in story here, STO1. Okay, and this priority should be the higher than others. For example, the cheer action group is 1 and the wave is 2. The story, we assign that, for example, 3. Okay, let's go. You can see that everything can be the proxied. This start from the randomize the default. Let's first switch that the single default action, so that we can observe that easier. So let's play back our animation. You can see that all of our agents will start from the seat, and then play back the range inside of this range. Let's play back. You can see that select any one of it. Then after this seat, it will choose the seat chair 1. Let's also select this and click Ctrl H for hiding this. And after hiding that, this node has been disabled. And let's play back again for the better observatory. You can see that our agents will start from the default action and go to the story. The first story is the seat chair 1, and after that is seat and stand and wave, and back to the seat chair 1, seat and stand, wave. it will play back this just like the rehearsal. This is the first usage of this story list. You can control whatever you want to play back, the agent playback. Also you can add a state here. For example, you want the fifths. I'm sorry. You want the 0 to, and you want the story 4, the playback randomly in the chair 1 and chair 2. We can add a state chair. When we select that and then insert into here, so it will play back the seat chair 1 seat stand wave and this state, any one of this 1 and 2. So let's just make it a test. Here, I select this agent and play back our animation. You can see that start from the default seat, and then the seat chair 1 and the seat and stand wave. And after this wave, it will go to select any one of the action into this branch, just like the branch. You can see that some agent is selecting the seat chair 2 and some agent select chair 1, but the sequence and the order is still the same. After the seat chair 1, it will transit to the seat chair 1 because this is first story actions and seat chair 1, and just to continue from this loop seat and wave stand and seat chair 2. This selection is randomly based on the frame. You can see that everyone is the playback with this pattern. So this is the first feature of the story list. You can rehearsal anything inside of that. You can just make a list of them and just combine every emotion, like an dancing thing, and control everything precisely. And the second one, we're going to introduce the story and randomize the action in the simple transition mode. This is really important and useful if you are using the simple transition result of any of the transition actions inside of your scene. So let's do that. Stop the animation and first delete this bound and create another story. The create story list STO2. And also we need to delete this transition map. Delete. Hit delete. And let's here enable this simple transition. You can see that if you just enable the simple transition, there's a prompt. The action blending and action groups cannot be useful, cannot be available. So that at this time, if you want to randomize the actions, you need to use the story list. So let's do that. Okay, we just created the story list too, and open the story list editor. And if you select anyone, you can see that the story list editor is updating. So we needed to switch to the story list too. And here, what we're gonna do is pretty much add some of the actions into a group and then trigger it in the simple transition mode. What I'm going to do is select this guy and add the status chair. And we're going to add some of the chair into this chair status. At this time, if they are agents, playback this status, it will choose any one of the actions inside of this group, and select to others if the finishing the playback. So let's do that. And create another logic story 2. So here, let's just enable that, the action story STO2, and priority is topest is higher than others. This guy is free, and the story list 2 is full. Let's play back our animation. The order of agents will start from the walk, and you can see that the randomization is working in the simple transition mode. This is simple transition mode, and the action selecting is working. And after the playback, we choose the others based on the timing. And also there is the selecting mode. We can make our agent select one of the action inside of the story list and keep using that action all the time, just like the group of people is running, selecting any one of the run type and keep just use that run for all the time being. So here let's just select this guy, select this story list 2 and open the story list. You can see that we just only need to enable the state action select mode. If we enable that, our agents will not choose other actions when we after playback the status. Okay, let's play back our animation. You can see that the randomization is still working, but the agent is always choose this one action inside of that group. It will, for this agent, it will choose the seat chair 1. For this agent, it will choose stand chair and all the time, and this guy is seat chair 2. And when we add some of the noise, shift H for unhiding this, I can see that we already unhiding this node, and this node will work again. At this time, we enable this on the randomized speed. You can see that with the story list and a simple transition, we can also make everything's randomized. It's pretty easy. So let's check the back. Disable this because in the stadium mode, we just want our agent to choose randomly of the action that for the different time. So at this time, when we play back our action, you can see that every agent is kind of looks unique inside of your scene. Okay, this is our introduction for the story list. Thank you for watching. See you next time.